Hello, my friend, and welcome to my channel. Today I've got Glam Polish. Welcome to the real world. And Maniology MXM150 straight up black and powder puff. I've already gotten started with Nail Tech's Formula 2 on my nails. And here is Glam Polish. Welcome to the real world. It's a Friends Collection polish. And here we go. We're just going to go in with our first coat here and get that on there all nice and pretty. And this is one of those like periwinkle or purpley blue looking polishes with some little something in it. Makes it special. And I really like that. Yes, indeed. Alrighty, here we go. We're going to go in with a second coat of Welcome to the Real World. There we go. Ta-da! I'm capping that free edge again. And now we're going to top this with I&M Out the Door. Get it to dry down. And a quick dry top coat really is a game changer for that kind of stuff. Capping that free edge again. You can see I have like no thumbnail hardly left. It's like all the way back. There's a swatch photo of it on its own. So pretty. And Maniology MXM150. And I'm going to get that blue film off. This came in a Mani by Me box. I get them every month and I'm trying to use them. I'm going to get that blue film off though and get it wiped down with some acetone. And then I like to wipe it with a lint-free wipe and some alcohol. It's just a, personal thing. I just like doing it that way. Got out a bunch of cube stampers and Maniology straight up black. We're going to stamp these images out on all these little stampers. I also have a couple of Conad stampers because I was doing both hands when I did this. So I needed more stampers. And I probably have more cube stampers, but these were already out and I want to use them until I can't use them anymore. So there is the first one, picked up really well. And I'm going to turn that around. And this is actually a plate that you can do some layering with. I just didn't do that this time. I was doing things differently today. But I wanted to use this plate, so there you have it. But it does have layering and it's got some little arrows telling you which one to do first. So, isn't that cute? And I actually am going to do one layered one. I think I've decided I'm going to do one layered one on my accent nail. I know you guys that have been watching me for a while, y'all laugh when I talk about an accent nail because, in my mind, they're all accent nails. Very cute. Flipping that plate around like a crazy woman. I'll do all the cleanup on the tail end. Y'all just hang on. We'll get there. I promise. And I might need to leave this plate out and use it in the layering the way it was meant to be used. We'll see. And here we go with the layering. I am just stamping them out on stampers though. We'll layer them from the stampers instead of just directly onto the nails, I'm trying to be better about that. Had to clean it with some acetone because I got to get the other part of the image. And I have to say that when you see the end manicure, oh, by the way, this is powder puff. When you see the end manicure, you'll see that this layered stamping is not as bright. This pink didn't look as bright on the stamping end of it as the ones that I filled in with, because that's what I'm fixing to do after I clean up my mess here. I'm going to fill in the designs or the image with some of that powder puff polish. Gotta flip that cotton ball over and go at it some more, because that black stamping polish is a mess to clean up. Scrub it real good. Check the back, clean my little mat. I've got quite the mess. All right. And the scraper card. Don't forget the scraper card. And then I wipe over the plate with some alcohol and a lint-free wipe. See, there we go. Powder puff again. I'm just going to put a little bit out on my little mat here and use a little detail brush from Maniology. And I'm just going to fill the kind of the open ones in with some of this pretty pink polish. You'd think I was going to a baby shower. Got all this pink and blue going on in these two manicures. But it's all good. We're just filling them in. And I probably could have totally used a dotting tool for this one. But, you know, I was just on autopilot. And I don't know what else to say about that. Autopilot sometimes works. And I don't know why I'm so obsessed with filling in all of the images for my little short nails. That one turned out pretty good. Moving on to the next one. I just thought, I couldn't go wrong with a pink and blue manicure. They just look good together. And even though I have two totally different manis going on each hand, they still kind of work together because they're both blue and pink, And of course, got white on one and black on the other, but it's okay. It really is. It almost looks white, but there you go. You can see it's pink. All right, on to another one. And I think I'm going to fill in just the big open squares on this one. You guys know I almost never know what I'm doing until I sit down to do it. And I just let the polish and the plates and everything speak to me. Yep, it's that crazy nail polish lady again. Uh-oh, that one kind of got a little smeared over, but I think it's going to be okay. I think it'll be all right. And occasionally I do have to clean my brush off over on my paper towel because it just starts getting thick and gumpety as it dries. And we don't want no gumpety polish on our, on our image here. Because if it's too thick, it takes longer to dry. And that's just annoying. All right, we're going to fill this one in. And this one's got some real fine lines to it, so it's a little more difficult for me to, fill it in. So I'm just going to fill in a few of these because I just don't have the patience for all of that. Yep, having to get that glob off my brush and get some more polish out on my mat. But it does get globby on the end of that brush. And you got to clean that up. These kind of look like little boomerangs. Little pink boomerangs. Getting on with it. We're getting there, I promise. I'm almost done with this part. All right. There it is. All right, I'm going to let those dry for a little bit, and then we're going to go in with some sticky base from Maniology. Help these transfer to the nails really easy. Poor little nubby thumbnail. That's so pitiful. And then another one. Very cute. And then on to the next one. I think I was being brave and did all my sticky polish all at once, and I normally don't do that. I normally do only one or two at a time, maybe two or three at the most. All right, here's for the layered one. You get the pink underneath there stamped on, and then now for the outline. You can try to be real careful and line this up. And I did pretty good. Maybe not perfect, but pretty good. But like I said, that pink didn't show up as much as the ones I filled in. But it'll be okay. It's all right. I can clean up all my little stampers here on a lint roller. And I know I kind of get teased a little bit because I like to clean up everything as I go, but it's just how I do it. I've always done it. By the way, I do that in the kitchen too. As I'm cooking, I'm cleaning. And then we're going to take some little scissors and trim some of this excess off. I normally do this with a cuticle tool, kind of break it, but today, obviously, I was in a mood and broke out my little scissors. There's some of those little, like, curvy scissors. And I can only use these with my right hand because I'm right-handed, and I can't, for some reason, I can't use these with my left hand. So that's why y'all normally see my little nipper scissors, because I can use those with either hand. All right. Ah, there's that cuticle tool I was talking about. You just kind of mush it and break off the piece that's hanging over out of bounds. It's out of bounds. Gotta break it. And I really did like how this one turned out. I mean, I wore it for a solid week. So now we're gonna head on into some cleanup with some acetone and a little cleanup brush. There we go. Do a little tap in there. And it's not a perfect cleanup because, that black polish gets down into all the little lines and edges and nooks and crannies, and it's okay. After a few hand washings, it looks just fine. Trying to get out of frame here because, that's what I do. I am going to top these with the SheModern sticky stamping clear matte. It's a great sealer for stamping without smudging your designs. And once you know it's ready, is because it turns matte. And there it is, mattified. And now I'm going to go in with my SE Speed Setter top coat and finish this one off. And seal it all the way in. It's a little funky, but you guys know sometimes I just like funky. I do. I don't know. Something about me. There it is. There's my swatch photo. I hope you enjoyed it. I want to thank you for watching. Until next time, be good to yourself.